Hello, and welcome to the Fit for All Phases podcast. I'm Heather Anderson, a certified personal trainer and certified nutrition coach. And I wanted to talk to you. I don't know if you caught the origin story. The first episode was my origin story, telling you where I came from, my background. And then my second episode was about writing your fitness narrative. All right. So, on the last episode, we covered some questions that you have to ask yourself when you're trying to write a new fitness narrative. In other words, when you see that you need to change and you just don't know really quite how to go about changing. Well, if you ask these few questions, then you can build a narrative which will help you live out the change that you want to see in yourself. So those questions are who, what, when, where, why, and how. All right. So just like when you're writing a good story, you need to answer those questions. All right. So basically, when you are trying to reinvent yourself and become a more fit or healthier person, you have to kind of know where you're coming from, you know, what you need to do, how you need to do it, when and where. All right. So just like when you're writing any other story. So we went over who. So the first question is you have to ask yourself who. Like you have to create a new identity, a new avatar, if you will. So in order to build this new identity or create this new identity or new avatar, you need to also ask yourself why. All right. Why do I need to become someone different? All right. That is the why is usually your deep-seated reason for why you are doing this. You're writing a new fitness narrative for yourself. So those two are probably the most important questions to ask first is who do I want to be? What's your new identity going to be? And why? Why do I feel I need to assume this new identity? All right. I know this sounds a lot like it's just, creating, a fictionalized, version of yourself, but it's not. You are creating a new person by answering these questions and by writing this new fitness narrative. All right. So let's go skip to the next question. And that is what? All right. So you have identified who you want to be, you know why, and now you have to ask yourself, what? What do I need to do to become this new version of me? So, for example, if you want to be strong and independent, even going into middle age and when you're a senior, if you want that for yourself, then you have to create the identity of a person who does what strong, independent, and healthy aging people do. All right. So you need to make a list if you have to. What do I need to do? What do I need to do training wise? What do I need to do food wise? What do I need to do habit wise, sleep wise, everything? You have to ask what. What is the next step? What do I have to do? All right. So say your identity is that of someone who is strong and fit and independent and who lifts. All right. So what do you have to do? Number one, you have to train consistently and not randomly. You have to have some kind of concrete approach to how you're training. You have to have some kind of method. You have to have some good programming. And once you get that, then you have to be consistent with it. All right. You also have to have a completely new mindset for nutrition. All right. You need to make sure you get your macros in, your protein, your carbohydrates, your good fats. You need to make sure that you're getting adequate fiber. And of course, you need to hydrate and you need to avoid processed foods if at all possible. Really follow the 80-20 rule. 80% of the time, I'm going to follow the straight and narrow. I'm going to feed my body for performance. I'm going to feed my body for health. I'm going to feed my body for fitness. And then 20% of the time is, you can kind of go off track just a little bit, indulge. If you're going to a party, indulge. Fit people, strong people, healthy people do still do all those things. So you still can. You also need to build healthy habits, right? You need to have a good, consistent bedtime and waking time. You need to make sure you're getting the 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep. All right. All the research points to that frame, that 7 to 9 hours as being the best for most people. All right. So that's one habit you have to work on. The other habit is you have to work on giving yourself some grace when you do mess up. It's not the end of your new narrative. It's not the end of your new character, your new identity story. It's just a time to reframe, hop back in and start from scratch. Every day is a new opportunity to start again. So don't worry about what has happened in the past. Focus on the present. So that is one mindset that you need to adopt. So that is what that new identity does. It does all those things. Make sure that practicing good habits, also practicing good exercise, also practicing good nutrition. So that's all the things that would answer that what question for you for your new identity. Next episode, we are going to talk about the when, the where, and the how. All right. So until then, stay tuned, and I hope to catch you on the next episode of the Fit for All Phases podcast. Good night.